exciting, bro.
Oh my god.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Coffee Talk. I'm your host, Golden Jumper 730, and this is a show where we have a cafe-style discussion while the game Coffee Talk is also going on in the background. Today, I'm joined by Julie and Shu, so why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourself, starting with Julie, and then we'll head over to Shu.
Oh my god, thank you for having me, Golden. Hi, everyone.
Oh no.
Did she cut out?
Did we lose you, Julie?
Oh no.
Did I?
Yeah, I think we lost you there for a second.
Oh my god. Alright, hi. I'm Juile. I live in her pronouns are she, her. I spam the chat with my little blind gremlin Ringo. I cook a lot, and I cosplay. Although I'm not cosplayer right now because I'm something else, so not but thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, no problem. You're still a little bit choppy slash a bit. It seems like you
Yeah.
got really quiet for a second. So, Shu, why don't you go ahead, introduce yourself, and then maybe we can see if Julie can get that mic situated again. Maybe you might have
Sure
just like
thing.
moved a cable around or something like that. I would just check that.
All right, so I am Shu or Spirit Currybon on multiple, as you probably know me, on multiple social media platforms. I've streamed occasionally on CS. I've done like one-off games or whatever, and some late night streams. In general, I'm just like a fan of a lot of, you know, game franchises. Castlevania is probably what a lot of people know me for in this like circle. And yeah, I'm glad to be here and participate in Coffee Talk. It's gonna be
Heck yeah.
fun.
All right. Have we gotten you back, Julie?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, we can. That's a lot better.
Alright, solid.
So, what did you? Why don't we give your introduction again, just in case people missed it?
Alright, one more time, because I know there are Julie fans out here watching. Anyway, hi, my name is Julie. My pronouns are she, her. I live in sunny Southern California, and I spam the group with photos of my little emotion sport gremlin Ringo. I cook. I cosplay from time to time, although I'm not doing it right now because I'm a suffering adult. But you can find me on Twitter at Rose and Release, where I scream about K-pop and other things. So, yeah.
Based K-pop.
Let's go. We are in it to win it. All right. So.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention I go by they them as well in my introduction. But yeah, there we go.
All right. It's all good. Well, see, now I feel like I have to join in the crowd. So I go by he, him.
Mhm.
So we have a broad spectrum. I would say.
We do.
Yeah, we sure do. So there's a tradition on this show where the first question that I ask everybody is, what is your favorite drink? And that can be caffeinated or not. So let's start with Shu, and then we'll go over to Julie.
Damn, that's like a really hard question. I think like in general, I just like a lot of milk-based things, right? You know?
Yeah.
It's like literally like at university, I'm like just drinking a glass of milk, just like plain cold, like either whole milk, right, or 2% milk, right, just like whatever, I think my favorite is like just like my favorite variation of that is like just cold coffee, blended with milk, right, like
Yep.
and like that just like is really nice. I make it every time I come home because like I can't make it at university, right? So yeah, it's just like I think that's like one of my favorite ones currently. I'm not really huge on like any caffeinated beverages. Like I've really like, or not caffeinated, carbonated beverages because I've tried to like um, step away from those. I do drink them occasionally, right? But overall, it's usually just like anything relating to milk and everything. So yeah, that's
For sure.
that's how it is for me.
And now that you're a university student, you're falling into the rabbit hole of alcohol.
Yes,
Oh god. Oh god.
I mean, it's really just wine right now. Rose wine is amazing. That's
Agreed.
currently what
Okay,
I
okay.
enjoy the most. But I mean, I do drink red wine like a decent amount. It's fine. I didn't bring it up, but like because I want to like go with a more general answer there and not relating to that because I didn't want to really like mention that right now. But yeah, I do enjoy wine quite a bit. So
Love
yeah.
it. All right, Julie, what you got for us?
Oh God. Okay, you're asking the food nerd of the whole group. Okay,
We are. And it's very common in this Early in Skies Discord for like Julie to like post like what drink she's having at the moment, which is just a wide variety of things.
Okay, so as of right now, I've been really into this drink called the Calimosto, which is a Basque cocktail mixing red wine and Coca-Cola. It's kind of like a very cheap version of sangria, and it actually works really well. You'd think it would be like a trash drink, but no, it's pretty fucking tasty. I guess in terms of caffeinated drinks, I really love a good matcha. I'm one of those strange people that like to drink matcha straight as opposed to having it as a latte. Like I enjoy that
Oh.
very grassy, bitter note too. And I'm not sure if they have it in coffee shops around. If you like go to like one of the more indie shops, they have like espresso tonics, which is a shot of espresso with tonic water. And like it can be sweetened or unsweetened. I tend to go for unsweetened. And it's really refreshing. You get a hit of caffeine and it's awesome. I guess also in terms of alcoholic drinks, either my go-to is a gin and tonic or a Paloma, which if people aren't aware of is tequila mixed with grapefruit juice, a little bit of soda, and I believe there's like a little bit of vodka, but it's a good combination.
The unsweetened part is really based, honestly. Like, because I used to put like sugar in like a lot of my coffee, right? And I just like I do not enjoy that anymore. Honestly, I feel like
Oh,
it just
same.
adds way too much
I think
to the drink.
a lot of people I think start their coffee journey with like the sweet stuff and then they just slowly just move away from it until they get to the, pure coffee flavor and everything like that.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I do, enjoy a latte from time to time, depending on the blend and depending if like a certain coffee shop specializes in like a latte or more of a sweetened drink. So if they specialize, I seek it out. Otherwise, I try to judge a place by like their cold brew or their pour
Yeah.
over.
Yeah. I'm with you there. And as picky as I am and as indoctrinated as I am in my 2 years of university barista life and stuff like that, I will be the first to admit my hashtag white girl guilty pleasure is the peppermint mochas at Starbucks. And when those come out, like you'll see me there every day and a half because those are straight fire.
I have never had that or seen
No
that.
shame.
They're really good.
The only thing, like, the last time I went to Starbucks, I literally just got a black iced coffee. Like, that's
Nice.
just it.
Yeah, that's all you need.
So, I mean, yeah, it is. I mean, I don't like my mom got mad at me for getting that because she's like, it's way too bitter, right? And I was like, no, it's okay. Like, I'm fine with this, right? Like, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I think before that though, I don't remember what I got, but it was like I think it was like this chocolate. I don't remember the exact thing. It's like a chocolate mocha, I think, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing there. Yeah, and that was pretty solid. But overall I don't really like go to coffee shops a lot. Um, it's just not something I really tend to go to. But yeah, on occasion when I went to Starbucks, that's usually like what I get there. So
Nice.
Y'all
Yeah.
need to hop on the Viet coffee train.
I need to try that one day. It looks so good.
What the heck? As the jungle Asian in this chat, come on guys, get on that Cafe Soda train.
Yeah.
I have no
it
idea
needs
what
to
that is.
happen. All right, now you gotta explain we gotta explain it now.
Okay, so Cafe Soda, or Vietnamese iced coffee, uses a very, very concentrated black coffee, and it's filtered through a specialty, I believe it's a silver or aluminum filter called a Fiend filter, and you get the coffee grounds on it, and then you pour hot water over the cup, and usually it's served in a glass cup with ice and some condensed milk, and the coffee just drips into that cup, and then over time, the ice and the hot coffee and the condensed milk mixed together, it makes this very sweet but very concentrated coffee, and it's the national drink of Vietnam.
Sounds really nice. I really
Yeah.
want to try that now after
Really.
you talked about that. That's a... It also reminded me of a Thai tea, right? I think that's what it is.
Thai iced tea, yeah, that's
Similar.
a specialty thing
Yes,
too. Yeah.
yeah. I've had that once in my life. It was like all the way back in like, I think it was like 7th or 8th grade for me, because my one of my friends at the time, his dad owned a restaurant, right? And when I would go there, he would just like give me some stuff for free, right? So one time I went there, he gave me a glass of that, and it was amazing, right? It was super sweet though, and like the glass was huge, so I felt like terrible for drinking it after, right? But like I've always wanted to like try that again, you know. But yeah, like that was like one of the best things I've had in terms of drinks as well.
I also need to try Turkish coffee one day, made in that sand and everything like that.
Sand?
Yeah, they heat up the coffee in hot sand and stuff like that. It's like a whole process and everything.
It is wild.
Yeah, the videos of it
Damn,
are super
okay.
satisfying.
Nice.
So, in typical golden fashion, I am not drinking coffee today. My drink today that I have is and they are actually here in the chat. Ooh, Kirby or N said that they mix soju and beer, and I was like, that does seem like a fantastic combo. So I have soju and beer today.
Somic, yeah. That's traditional.
Yep.
I forgot about that interaction. You actually went through with that. That's amazing.
Yeah, I actually did it, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, I went to the store and just picked up I don't even know what brand it is, but it was just middle shelf soju, and I got my favorite light beer by Yuengling, which is a local Pennsylvania brew. It's a light lager, so it was a pretty good pairing to say the least. But yeah, I'm digging it. It's pretty good.
Let's see. Friction 6 2/3 says Friction Coffee is best coffee. Is that a independent coffee shop?
Friction coffee, huh?
I think that might
Yeah.
relate to the sand part Golden was
That was
talking
mentioned
about.
in the chat.
But yeah, I'm not sure on that. I think he's talking about the sand heating, right?
I think so, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm lame and I just have a glass of water. I didn't have a drink when I came into the VC, but yeah, that's all I have right now.
That's what
for
you
me.
went. Oh man, I thought you were actually gonna go
Yeah.
get something.
Nah. Dude, because like
Okay, so
I would
that's
have to
what we meant.
fucking like I mean at most I would have made like I would have put like something with instant coffee, like just like warm up some milk and like put instant coffee in it, like and that's it, okay. And I didn't want to do that because like I'm honestly really sleepy right now, so I kind of want to like fall asleep after this and it's gonna keep me awake. So yeah.
You gotta love coming on a casual, comfy show while also being sleepy, but it
Yeah.
works out. I'd say you're just gonna pass out after this then.
Yeah, hopefully.
Alrighty. Speaking of people, let's move on to the first question, or I guess second question of the night. And this one is, again, a bit of a doozy. I'll post it in the chat. There's a follow-up to this one as well, but we'll start with the first part of it, and then we'll kind of go from there. So, today's deep question is, there exists 2 other versions of you in the world that you also are aware of. Where are they in the world, and what are they doing?
Damn, that's a
Yeah, let's
huge question, honestly.
I'll give
man.
us a couple of minutes to think that one through.
That's a good question.
Before I start. Yeah, and there's a follow up to it too. Actually, once we get through what we're thinking about. Yeah.
Well, I
So
do have somewhat of an immediate answer to this, right? Because in the past, I did try to delve into like music in general as a hobby, right?
Yeah.
Like just like guitar, and then I tried creating stuff, in DAWs, right? And I have some of those projects on YouTube still, right?
Yep.
But I never really like went full on with that, right? And I like to think that if in regards to this question, right, I think like at least one version of me like pursued that further, right, and had the ability to pursue that further, right? Because I've talked about this a lot with a lot of my friends in general. If I really had a choice, like I probably would have like gone into college for music, right? But because of like circumstances, I just couldn't do that as it stands, right? So, but I like to think that there is like some part of me that still wants to do that and like actually like get better at the guitar, right? And start making my own music, right? And then just like really like focusing on that compared to how I am now, which completely like I wouldn't say I dropped it, but I definitely do not consider it as much anymore. Like occasionally I'll go back if I get like a tiny like spark to do it, right? But yeah, like I'm definitely like not into it as much as I used to be, and I've really fallen off of it. So that's one of them for me.
Interesting.
Very complex. That is very complex, Shu.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm still thinking about mine.
No, you're good.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no worries. I gotta think of my second one as well.
You gotta think of
so.
your second one. All right, let's. I guess it's a good way. We'll go with our first ones for now, and then we can, while the other person's talking, we think of our second one. So my first one,
Okay.
oh,
go ahead, Golden.
yeah, is a pretty boring one, but to suffice to say the least, I think would still be a fun one. And that is a second version of me that has lived and is currently living their entire life out in India, because like my parents and my entire like culture base is based off of that. But I was born here in the States. I was born and raised here in the States. So, and I didn't really start even delving into my own culture until like end of high school, early college and stuff like that, when I decided not to be angsty against it and be like, no, that's super annoying. It's super weird. It's all about the American culture. So I think it would be interesting to be aware of and also have a secondary version of me that has that completely different lifestyle on that completely opposite side of the world, but kind of like living out that native culture that at least the entire rest of my family was born and raised in and such.
Oh my god, you say that and like I honestly think that's pretty similar, right? To me, right? Because
I felt that too.
Yeah, because my entire family was born in India, even my brother, right? Like I'm the only one of the four that was born in the United States, right?
Right.
And yeah, I did something similar to you, Golden, where I'm like all that culture, all of like the food and everything, I just like threw it away entirely because I was like, I don't need that here, right? And like
Yep.
honestly, I found it annoying whenever we would do stuff relating to like um, my parents' religion and everything, because like I just really didn't care about it. So yeah, like that's something I always did think of. Like if I was born in India, like how would life play out differently, right? Like I definitely feel like I would not be as much of I don't want to say like I wouldn't be as much of a nerd, but I feel like I would definitely be like less into a lot of the stuff I'm into right now,
Yep.
because like I just feel like the culture there just doesn't really leave room for that, and I don't think, even though like I did get a lot of my interest from my brother, right? And as I said, he was born there, but I still think like I just wouldn't be as into a lot of things I am now if that was the case.
No, and I think that's the case for all three of our cultures.
Oh yeah.
For us here, right? Is like a lot of what we do here in Cerulean Skies and just our social persona, our internet personas and stuff like that. It's there, but like it's also not that readily accepted in those cultures as
Right.
well, unless you like really make it big, or like you're now growing up, or like you're now a teenager in that sense, and like your parents are like kind of in the know of what's going on, stuff like that. For our collective group here, at least, that just would never have been accepted.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially since like my parents, like I would never see them like exploring that entire aspect of of that
Yeah.
ever, like they completely like they shun that entirely, so it's like it would probably be impossible.
You know what? Now I have a good personal. I'm gonna piggyback on you guys too. It's like, if I had an alternate version of me, I have a very strong feeling she would possibly be in Vietnam as a food blogger. Just showing the food culture of Vietnam. Because I sometimes wonder what it would be like in case if my parents didn't escape Vietnam during the Vietnam War, and I ended up growing up over in Vietnam. I First of all, I probably would have a little bit more of a more collective mindset as opposed to me right now. I'm still kind of like teetering between the individualistic versus collectivist mindset of my family
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot. So that's something that I guess me growing up in the Western diaspora, I am a little bit more individualistic, and compared to like a lot of my family, I'm a little bit more on the offbeat path of a lot of things too. So that's something that I thought about on the day-to-day basis, because like I didn't really pursue anything of like the very traditional Asian professions of being a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer, any of that stuff. Like I actually went to school for journalism, specifically for an arts concentration in journalism. So that was like my background,
Right.
and yeah, and I was a very artistic kid growing up. So it was also one of those things that's like, oh, an Asian person that's artsy, aren't you just as good at math and science? And it's like,
Yep.
dude, I failed algebra 2.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Oh,
I
same.
failed
I
algebra
almost
2.
did too.
Why aren't you in these stereotypical career roles that we expect you to be in so you can be
Although
rich?
I will
Dude, for
say,
real.
I got one of the highest SAT scores for my English, so that's how I got into like
nice.
writing and communication. So
Let's go.
yeah, and also like I will piggyback on stuff. Like I guess the whole showing your culture for me, it's a little different just because like growing up, I've always had a very strong nuclear structure of having Vietnamese culture being at the forefront. Like I will say, I do code switch between my family as opposed to like me being out and about. So I do code switch. But growing up, like in a very predominantly white, conservative, and also very racist area, like I couldn't really display that. Not because it's like I didn't feel weird about it. It's more of a safety issue for me.
Oh, most definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. But like, I wanted to talk about the whole SAT thing because, like, you said you had like a really high reading score, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, the funny thing is like, I always thought like I was like amazing at reading in school, right? Because I love writing essays and everything. And unironically, or ironically, my math score ended up being my highest during all of that, regardless.
Damn, I wish
Uh,
that were me. Wish that
And
were
that kind,
me.
no, but it like low key hurt me in a way. I don't know why. Like I always thought, I was like solid at this, and it just didn't work out that way, seemingly. And I know like the SAT is like a really good basis of that, right? But I guess maybe not. I'm not sure. But like it was still just like kind of surprised to me that like that ended up being the reverse.
Those tests, man. Those tests.
Those
Yeah.
tests gave me fucking hell, man. I cried so much. Like you know how kids in the summer like you have things like, oh, we want a vacation. We have to do things. It's like my summer vacation was going to SAT school and doing math workbooks.
Dude, like honestly, it's terrible. Like my senior year, like now that I look back on it, like I did enjoy a lot of it, right? But then I remember like the first half, just me like preparing for that constantly, like every single month, and just dreading the test date, and like me just not improving my score at all, and like just like the stress and like just the fucking sadness it put me through. It's honestly one of the worst fucking things.
That
Like I
was
did not like that.
Yeah, that was me with the ACT. I had to take the ACT 6 times to get to the score that I actually wanted and stuff
Oh
like
my
that.
Damn.
I could have gone into the school I wanted, like the university that I ended up actually going to with the score like that I ended up getting like my first time, but like if I actually wanted like a semi-decent scholarship because I'm not sporty or I'm not, white or I'm not like that Asian that would get, immediate like scholarships in that regard and stuff like that,
my
I'd
God,
have to
right?
get a higher score and stuff like that. So I had to go back in over and over and over again to get a better score. And then on the sixth one, I got like a fairly decent score that would get me a pretty great scholarship. And I'm like, all right, that's it, I'm done. But like, man, prepping, like doing those ACT prep classes like 2 times over, reading the books over and over and over again, and just like walking out of them, like, attempts 2 through 5, being like, yeah, I think I definitely did better with that. And then seeing your scores online like 2 days later, it being like higher or lower than what you expected, just being like, what am I doing? Like, what's wrong with me? Like, why can't I not pass this like game of a test, you know?
I think it's worse because like all the money you're spending on that too, right? Or at
Oh,
least your parents are
right.
spending on it.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
Yeah.
it's just so unfortunate. Like you just do all that shit and like nothing happens. Because like yeah, like Golden, you at least took it enough times to where like you got the score you needed, right?
Yeah.
Fucking like I didn't. Like I wanted a 1400, right? At the bare minimum. I got out with a 1380. Like I mean I guess that's close, but like
It's
it
not,
still was
yeah.
like
It's not the number.
it was really disappointing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
Damn. I don't know. Like, go ahead, Golden.
nope. I was gonna say, it's not great.
You know what's worse when you have a high school teacher being like, "I thought you'd be good at this subject because you're Asian." And that happened to me in algebra too,
God.
and
Oh,
that
that's
like
terrible.
I cried in that class because like I kept failing, and I thought I was just not good at math. Turns out the teacher didn't do shit in terms of teaching me. Like I managed to get decent scores like on previous math subjects, but algebra 2 just messed me up, and I kept getting D's and F's on my test. And like the teacher, like he was a white male teacher. He looked at me, he's like, you know, I hear you're very good at English, but you know, I thought you people would be better with math.
The
and
you
like
people.
it seems like you're the exception.
Yep.
The you people is
If
terrible.
people are gonna listen to this in the future, be like, "What? There's no way they were like that." Oh no. Yep, that's how people.
Oh, yeah.
That's how teachers were back then. They still sort of
Yeah.
are.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No,
You people.
I think I experienced that like at least once in my like freshman year. Like there was definitely like a lot of, stereotyping from my teachers. Like at least like I'm pretty sure at least like one of them. Like I know my math teacher was like definitely like that in my freshman year. Like she would go on these tangents about just, certain people in general, and it like really like made me uncomfortable at times. So I mean, luckily, like overall, I didn't experience that a lot throughout high school, but like, there's definitely been times where I've been like, there's clearly something going on there.
Yeah.
You know?
For me,
Yeah.
I was generally good at math, so I didn't get, like I got that of just like, oh yeah, you're good at math, yay. But rather, what I got was my peers always coming to me and being like, "Can I ask you a math question? Can I like copy up your homework? Can I like see what you did
Oh,
for
I
this problem
hate
and stuff
that.
like that, blah 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 and stuff like that."
Yeah, that's annoying.
And I'm like, yo, when's someone gonna ask me how I'm like actually doing it? Like, hey, what are you doing Friday night and stuff like that? Nope, it's just what stuff you want to learn about math and stuff. I'm like, okay, yeah, fine, here you go. Here's what we do with math, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then they get jealous, right? Like they'd be like, "Oh, Golden, like what'd you get on that last test?" And I'd be like, "Oh yeah, like a 92, 93." And I'm actually lying because I definitely got higher, and they know it. But like, I'm not gonna tell them the actual score because then they'd be like, "Oh, of course you did." And I'm just like, fine, I'm just gonna lie about it.
Oh man. Okay, now I have a funny story. So there is these kids. They're like typical cishet white conservative dudes that bullied me, and also my sister. And like a few of them were in my algebra 2 class, and then they had that perception of, oh, me, I'm being so good at math. And then like I guess they like looked over my test when we were taking a test, and then like it was like me that like scored awful, and like my teacher expected it. He's like, why did all of you fail? And why does it all the same answers as her? And I'm like,
no.
they most likely took a look, and I'm like, and they said, well, since you were trying to cheat on her, I'm gonna flunk you entirely, because like not because of
That's
that, because of
terrible.
your ethics.
Wow. All right, bro.
I've never had that like whole cheating thing. Like, I mean, there have been times where people have come to me to like do stuff for them, right? Or like homework and things. Like a good example is that like this senior I was friends with, he asked me to do his test for him so he could graduate, right?
Oh my
And he
God.
paid me for it.
Oh my God.
But like that's like the main example I can think of. Everything else, like throughout high school, like people just like compliment me on like me getting a good grade on something, and that eventually just like died down after, because like I kind of fell off, in later years in my grades, right? So
Yeah.
it didn't really. It went on for a while, but like eventually just dissipated like in the later years. So.
More like coffee talk, more like subtle Asian trauma.
Right?
we're just letting off our old Asian trauma.
Wait, did you guys
hopefully.
think of your number 2?
Yeah, I was gonna say, hopefully
Your
your
number 2
second
alter
person
Oh fuck.
is different. It doesn't have trauma involved with it. Maybe it does. I don't know.
I mean, okay. I have imagined myself like what my life would be if I was not
You.
well, I don't know how to word this. I guess if I wasn't born as a male, right? If I was born as a girl, right?
Oh yeah.
I've always like tried to um like imagine my life in that, and I really can't. I don't have a good grasp on it, because I there's definitely like because we talked about like how our cultures like really like sway us into certain paths in life, right? But the thing is, like, I would assume that like in that context, like if that was a reality, I don't think like the rest of my feeling would be that different, right? So my brother would still be there to like guide me down the same path of like the interest I've obtained, right?
Yeah.
Throughout. So I honestly like really just don't know how different it would be for me if like I wasn't if I wasn't born as a male, It's but
Interesting.
it's just something I really think about like constantly, like what would change. Yeah, I guess that would be my number 2.
Alright.
Interesting.
I guess my number 2, and I think I've mentioned it before, but I've done dance for a few years. I was in a K-pop dance cover group from 2010 2012, and if I really I guess proceed further in dancing, like I would love to be a backup dancer for any of the K-pop acts out in Korea, because that is actually a pretty lucrative thing to do, especially if they're like a lot of the bigger acts out in the country. And yeah, little known fact, I almost did audition for an agency, but I ended up
Ooh.
not doing it because I was really honing in on trying to focus on my journalism path. So I was like, I don't know if I would really want to do dance, as my whole thing. And part of me wished I did, because I do genuinely enjoy it. But now I guess I'm old and considered in Asia, but it's just like, oh, yeah, I mean, I'll do it for fun, but in terms of like actually performing, like that, I am totally past my prime. So, yeah, I guess that would be my alter ego number 2.
It sounds
Interesting.
really cool that you were in a dance group. Like, that seems like a really fun experience.
Yeah, and the
I
fact
had
that you
I
almost
sustained a lot of
auditioned
injuries.
too, like, man, that's pretty
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah. So I guess to like add on to mine, it's like I unfortunately think that like in a lot of like these spaces, right, that like these communities that I'm into, right, um like I do think there's a lot of like we're gonna face a lot of problems, right, getting into these communities, right, um like because like like I'm in like the Yu-Gi-Oh community and I interact with it like on a decent basis, right, but there's a lot of problems there regarding all of that. So I think like if like so I think if like I imagine my life in that way, I feel like it would have been harder for me to get into certain communities in general, right? um Growing up like that. So I think that's like a key difference there. um but again, like I think it just really varies, right?
Oh yeah,
So
absolutely. So my secondary would be something involving either service and or blue collar labor. Either it would be like
Oh
just being
wow.
like a permanent time barista, or like just like kind of being old farmer golden and stuff like that. And the reason for that is because when I did do barista-ing for a couple of years and stuff like that, one of the things that I just really enjoyed about it was that it was a time in which I could turn off that like constantly intelligent brain, but also kind of like modern city boy brain. That's just constantly, the gears in the mouse wheels are turning and stuff like that. Like, it was a set period of time where like my only thoughts, my only concerns were the shop itself. It was like, what's going on in the shop, getting, drinks out of the customers and stuff like that. Just kind of like managing that whole thing. And like, that was like my whole thing and like what I had to do. It's like that SpongeBob code. All you have to think about is fine dining and breathing and stuff like that, right? Like, that's literally all that was in this empty-headedness of mine. And it's something that I've pondered about sometimes when I did a couple of long drives back during the pandemic in between Pennsylvania and Illinois, because that was the safer way to travel back to my parents' house. And I would pass by a lot of farmland and stuff like that, where it's like, in one regard, I am like super grateful having the intelligence and the heart that I do now based on like life experiences and stuff like that. But I think one thing that is just common that I've seen across the board from so many people is that, and we hear this all the time, right? Like, so many people who have strong emotional intelligence and strong, mental fortitudes, thick skin, and, higher intelligence, right? Like, they're constantly like not as happy, or they're not as kind of like there's always something going on, right? Because that's just how the brain works when you have that higher, extra, like that higher tier of intelligence. They then say someone, or not say higher, different tier of intelligence. They say someone who is a farmer, or like say like someone who works at like a cow farm or something like that to generate milk and stuff like that. This is also based on the fact that I keep getting recommended a Facebook page called Iowa Dairy Farmer, whose main thing is to like basically to educate people that like, hey, like the dairy industry is not that bad compared to what you may hear from various people on TikTok and stuff like that. And it's like, like, it would be really interesting, right, to just kind of like see your life as someone where like that's your whole thing, is just running that, and that's what your brain and your entire heart is all about, compared to say someone who's here in a white collar job, working world, got the degree and stuff like that, and just like in that empty space is constantly filled with like mental health questions and just like ponderings about like work, life, people, friends, relationships, blah 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 and stuff like that,
Right. And I feel like there's a lot of monotony to that too, right? Like, that really gets to people as well.
Yep.
In those type of jobs, right? Like, that's another thing you like hear people talk about a lot regarding those, is like even if they're like they have like a decent like basis for themselves, like eventually like just like that just gets to them, and it really contributes to like the degradation of like their mental health, right? So like that's like a huge part of it too.
Yeah. And that isn't to say, those in, farming and service industry don't have their own problems, stuff like that. Absolutely. If you own a restaurant or you own something, like, you have your own slew of problems. But it's a different set, and it's something that I'd be curious to know what that experience is like compared to our side of slew of problems. Yeah, no?
No, I totally agree. Like, it's one of that things, like, the grass is always greener on the other side. It's like, oh man, like, they have such an idyllic life, and meanwhile it's like, oh man, I gotta worry about this, and it's like, completely different perspective compared to like, what you're, I guess, kind of used to.
Yeah, exactly.
I just like, I mean, of course, like I haven't had a job, so I can't really like comment on like a huge scale on this, right? But it's just like, I have wondered like, if it might be a good idea to just like not pursue a degree, and just like go that route, and like like balancing like the just like the benefits of those, because like they definitely both have like a lot of negatives to them, right? Like there's definitely like a lot of problems you're gonna face, like just mentally, and just like there's just a lot of work like that goes into both. You can't really like, it's not, there's like no easy way, pretty much is the thing.
Yeah,
and,
I mean,
like it's gonna constantly just be a struggle no matter like what path you take there. So yeah, I totally like see that, like wanting to see the other side of that, and just how your life would be if like you didn't like actually go and like have a degree, right?
Yeah, because on the other side, right, like comparatively, like the conversations around mental health are not as prevalent because there's just no time to have those, or there's no time to even like
exactly.
have those problems,
Exactly,
right? It's like, yo,
right.
you got to be up at 6 a.m., sun's rising, go get the chickens, go get the cows, right? Or, you know, go open up shop and stuff like that. And so if you have,
Or it's like you don't have, yeah, or you don't have like times to even think about. Where it's like, you know, if in that community they are like minded. Like, you know, you're talking about how you're feeling down. Like, I don't know, just drink a couple whiskey and go at it.
yeah, exactly. Go hang out with some animals. Over here on our side, it's like, no, you can't actually talk about that because you should talk about it, right? It's like, you know, we shouldn't have the situations where we, you know, have debilitating days and stuff like that. And it's like, oh yeah, interesting, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Right. There's just like no time for them to even if they wanted to like pursue help for that, right? Like, because like it like the cost of it could screw them over, or just like, you know, just
Yeah.
they don't have any time for it and everything. It's just pretty unfortunate, like having to deal with all that, right?
Exactly. So, you ready for the super doozy question?
All right, let's hit us.
Yeah.
Given your two
Wait, this is still the
personas,
follow-up, right?
Yeah, this is the follow-up. Given the two personas that you've told me, would you pick one of them and live in their shoes and have the current you become the doppel? Given everything you know about your current life and everything that's happened so far and stuff like that, would you give it all up and switch over to that other person?
Well, if we're considering the fact that one of my personalities was wanting to be a girl, then probably yes. Like definitely, I would probably give that up immediately. So, because I mean, I think that's just like kind of obvious with, especially if you're like close to me, like you kind of know like what's been going on with that recently.
Yeah.
I definitely like would give that up immediately. And yeah, I know Storm, I can. But like if we're talking about like just like completely restarting and being born as a girl, I definitely would give up that like what I currently have and go for that.
I guess for me, yeah, I would totally give it up. You know, I would love to just be a little bit more creative and just not have to worry about the stresses of corporate stage hellscapes and whatnot, you know, like, yeah, of course, obviously, you know, being a food blogger in Vietnam, or, you know, me being a backup dancer for a K-pop group can have its own stresses too, but, you know, I think in that way I don't have to, like, you know, overexert myself mentally. I mean, I know there will be some kind of issues here and there, but, you know, I would just love to be a little bit more creative and have a little bit more, I guess, personality in terms of what I do.
Yeah, and it's also like it's like it definitely seems like something you're really interested in, and I think it would like just be really fun for you if like you could do all that and like make that a huge thing, like part of your life and everything.
Oh, definitely.
Interesting.
Would you give up your current lifestyle for that? The two you said?
As nice as it would be, I think I'd have to say no.
Damn.
Really?
It's
Why?
very curious, and it would be something really, really cool to experience either of them, but I don't know. I think by the end of it all, I think I would prefer to be where things are right now, interestingly enough.
That's understandable. I think like, especially for someone like you, I mean, I'm not gonna say like you're totally like completely comfortable, but I think you like understand the routine of your life as it is right now, you know, right?
Yep.
And I think like a sudden change to that would just be so dramatic. Like you wouldn't be able to like.
Okay, so
process
I
that?
should clarify that like it wouldn't be like you're ending today and tomorrow you're waking up as that new thing. This is
Oh,
like
yeah.
you know, you would switch over to that person who has already lived everything. So
I
like
see. Okay, so
you're
you would
just
be used to
switching
that.
you're switching the POV, but that secondary thing that you've said, like, you know, you being a girl, or like Julie, you being like, you know, the backup dancer, that's already like in progress and happened and stuff like that.
I see. Okay. I mean, if we're gonna talk about my first one, I probably like I know I said I'm like really interested in like pursuing music. I probably also I think I would. Yeah, I think I would give up what I currently have to do that as well, because like in that like reality, I guess, you know, it's just like I have like no barriers, for pursuing music as a career, right? And I think like if I went down that road, I would just be overall happier than where I currently am. Because honestly, where I currently am is like I don't really think I'm interested in, because I'm currently pursuing computer science, right? I don't think I'm interested in that at all,
Yeah.
right? But music, like it's definitely been something I've been like a lot more passionate about in the past. So like I think like for both of them, like yeah, I would totally just give up currently what I have and just like go for those instantly and just see where that takes me.
Would your answer still stay the same, Julie?
I would say yeah. I am tired of being a corporate slave, especially in a predominantly old white male industry such as
That
finance
is
marketing.
very
So
understandable.
anything to do to get out of that spectrum, I am totally down for.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. I do like the answers, and the follow up is some may have already picked up on this, but it's a follow up of perspective. It's like what Storm said in chat, right? Would I change my past through my hardships? And they think they probably wouldn't, right? It's like yeah, it's a follow up of perspective, half class full or half class empty situation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting that we can hear that play on that question, stuff like that.
I just don't think I value my hardships as much as I currently do, Because yeah, no, I totally get what Storm is saying. But it's just maybe it's because like I haven't experienced enough, but I feel like my hardships as it stands right now they don't really I don't have like a connection to them, I guess, if that's a understandable way of putting it.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you that in the slightest. Like when I was in your shoes, just years ago, not even that long ago, I would definitely have agreed with you and been like, yeah, screw it, I'm just gonna switch China hop ship right now and stuff like that, because those hardships were just so not that they were important, but not that important that like I'm like, okay, this is made me who I am, and like I'm a bigger rock now because of it.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just like I mean, maybe, and yeah, as you said, like for you, like maybe it will change as my life goes on, and maybe my perspective on this will be different in like 10 years, right? Maybe I'll be like, oh, okay, at this point, I don't think I would change anything, right? But yeah, as it stands, just like everything like else just seems better to me, and I guess that's like a whole grass is greener on the other side, like we mentioned before, right?
Yeah.
But it's just it just does seem better, and I would like to give it up, but yeah, that's just my take on that.
Faux show. Alrighty. Any closing comments before we ask the fun question for tonight?
I think I'm good on that. What about you,
These
Julie?
questions are hitting hard. Like, man, I need to talk to this to my therapist.
Welcome to Coffee Talk.
Hey, I'm an Asian that goes to therapy. This needs to be discussed.
Right. No, I get that.
Welcome to my coffee shop, where I definitely totally do not act like a secondary therapist. No, I don't, because we ask silly questions here too. Today's silly question of the day is, if not the turkey, what should the national holiday bird be for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and why? And if you think it has to be the turkey, you gotta give a strong defense for it.
Are
What
you
are
talking about
birds that people
eating
eat?
or just
Yeah.
the holiday overall?
The holiday overall.
So we don't have to eat these, right?
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I guess if you want to have taste and the act of eating it as a part of your answer, that is plenty welcome. But I guess just as the holiday.
I am very partial to parrots, I think they're just really neat. And I think they just be like a cool representation of just like, because they're just like fun, Like there's a lot of, aspects of parrots that are just like fun. Like they're colorful,
Yeah.
They mimic you and everything. They're just like cool, So I would just like I would go with a parrot. I think that'd be great.
Okay. I gotta represent my homeboy, the Big Papa, the bird with the biggest wingspan in the world, the albatross. Because you know what? What's bigger than America's ego? An albatross's wingspan.
Oh
And
my
you know
god.
what? Those birds can fly for days, just like how America flies so many other planes and releases so many gas emissions, even though we have 4% of the world's population. An albatross would be the perfect bird for Thanksgiving and Christmas as a celebration of consumerism.
I honestly love that answer.
That
Mainly
is
because
so
there's a Sonic
good.
character that's just fucking relate. That's an albatross. So I just like think of that. You know, that's great.
That is so good. I am on the same page as Superior Ginger. Although they said they want to eat a penguin, I don't want to eat a penguin, but I would like penguins to be the national bird of these holidays because one, penguins live in the snow, so as things get colder, you gotta have the right bird that represents the right weather, of course. Penguins are silly, right? And of course, we all want to be nice, jolly, and happy with each other, you know, during the holidays and stuff like that. And come on, penguins are cool. Turkeys can't fly, penguins can't fly. It's not that hard to switch over, yeah?
Also, there's avian flu going on with turkeys this year, so
Oh,
yeah,
lovely.
hard pass.
Oh, is there?
Mhm.
Damn.
They are on Christmas, yes, but they're not the national bird of Christmas.
But what is the national bird for
Bald
Christmas? I actually
eagle?
don't know that.
Turkey.
Oh,
I
isn't
thought it
it
was
turkeys are for
goose.
Christmas as well?
I thought it was turkeys. I could be wrong.
I thought it was goose.
Goose.
Well, maybe goose in the Commonwealth, you know, UK, pip pip cheerio, etc.
Santa. Yes, Santa the
Apparently,
bird.
actually, I have no idea. Like, I looked it up, and it's just I get like the Christmas frigate bird. I have no idea what that is.
The Christmas what?
Frigate bird.
Frigate bird.
Like, yeah, we've never heard of this.
Quaxley. Bald eagle, huh? Chad
What
has some pretty
about-
interesting answers.
The blue-footed booby, because you know when your feet get cold, you know it's like frostbite, and then you have the blue-footed booby because you're a total boob to go outside in the snow with bare feet.
Oh, what the hell?
What?
Wait, you guys don't know about the blue-footed booby?
No, I've
I
never
have heard of
that.
people getting frostbite on their feet, but I've never heard of that.
Like, is it actually named Booby?
Yes,
for-
booby, like
Damn.
you know, boobs.
I
That
looked up.
is funny.
I looked up more into it. Apparently, it's like the cardinal. I think it's the cardinal,
A
right?
cardinal?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for Christmas. Like that would make a lot more sense.
That makes sense.
Because I'd never like once heard turkeys associated with Christmas ever. You know, I mean, I know people like tend like a lot of families they tend to eat like turkeys just for like most festivities, right? Like especially like this time of year. But like I never like thought of that as like the main thing for all of these holidays. So
Right. Huh. Interesting. Chicken in Japan, right? Oh boy. What?
Oh yeah, KFC.
KFC.
Thank you, marketing.
Woo.
amazing.
Oh man. Well, I'm kind of glad no one was in defense of the turkey here. But I'm all surprised by all the various different answers we got about birds and avians.
Hey man, I'm sure none of us. I mean, actually, I don't know. I've never had a turkey
I've never had a turkey.
during Thanksgiving, or like, and like the most I've eaten for a turkey is like what like the little like slices you buy
Oh
at the
yeah.
grocery store and you put them in a sandwich. Like that's the max I've eaten as a turkey. Everything else is whatever. So I have like no emotional connection to the turkey at all. So
My mom just uses it as an excuse to make pho the next day.
Huh.
it's just, we don't like celebrate Thanksgiving, right? So like those like those like practices they don't come up at all. Right? We don't even like have like a meal for Thanksgiving or anything. It's just like a normal day.
You guys do anything
So-
for Christmas?
Yeah.
No, we don't either.
Aw.
Just neither holiday. Like I mean, like we just celebrate the Indian holidays. But I missed out on that this year, of course, because I wasn't around. But yeah, Like we don't do Christmas or Thanksgiving or anything. So
The big holiday for me is Lunar New Year.
Of course.
yeah, that
Gotta
makes
love
sense.
Lunar New Year. Lasagna and chorizo.
Lasagna,
Ooh.
chorizo. Oh, that sounds good. My family had hot pot for years until I was like, the cousins and I were just like, we gotta do turkey because all the kids in the neighborhood think we eat dog for Thanksgiving. So
Wow.
we gotta
that's
do turkey just to
terrible.
make sure.
Speaking of stereotypes,
Right? We were just like talking about that, and now we got brought up. That's so bad.
how did they get
I
to
have
that,
hot
right?
pot for Christmas. I have hot pot for Christmas.
That's pretty cool. How did they get to the whole dog thing though?
Growing up in a very conservative white area.
Yeah, I
Also,
would
it was
figure
just
that's it.
assumed.
People are just like
Yeah.
immature and not.
So it was like, when I had a Pomeranian, my family had a Pomeranian, it's like, are you raising her to eat her? I'm like, no.
What?
I would never eat my dog. Never. I'd rather kill myself than resort to
Right?
that.
Like, why do people think of it like that? It's so bad. I hate it.
Menchie, like XL Saga?
Crab is something I've always wanted to like have a. Like, I've only had it like once on a cruise. It was really mid crab, so I don't really count it. Like, I want to actually like try like really good, like actual good crab one day. Because I feel that'd be great. Or like lobster, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Why don't we just make seafood the whole thing?
Oh,
That
hell
would be
yeah.
great. Dude, seafood is based. Like, just make everything salmon, because salmon's the best fish, right?
Oh, Ringo
So-
woke up. He heard salmon. He woke up.
Nice.
He is conditioned to wake up with, or get really excited over certain food words.
Good job, Shu.
I'm glad. Ringo's based.
I'm here to tell you, Julie, that Storm says that it was the reference, Excel Saga.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Interesting.
And now
Alright.
Ringo's back asleep. Good boy.
He's like, salmon? Nope. All right, we're good.
I mean, there are 2 fillets defrosting in the fridge.
Ah,
Oh, nice.
he feels it.
He likes the
sadly
crispy
cannot
skin of
deliver.
salmon when I bake it for him.
The skin is always great. I love the skin on fish.
So, not to get meta with this, but I had my controller plugged in, and Big Wolfman is here in the game and stuff like that. And every time he slams the table, my controller vibrates. And yeah, the first time that happened, that freaked me out.
Oh my god.
Damn.
That's
also
like
weird,
Ringo
like-
when he begs for food.
Just scared the heck out of me there.
Have you never seen like a character like this in any of your coffee talks? But too Fred, I never like look at the screen when I'm watching these. It's usually just like I have my eyes closed and I have like the
This-
phone
Yeah, this is a
Like-
first.
like just away. So that's neat.
Wait, the dog can have chocolate?
That's a good point,
No!
actually. What calms a
It's not-
wolf man down?
Chamomile? Tea?
I have tea. Milk tea.
Listening to coffee seems to be like way too excited already. So
There you go. Tea latte. I'll even draw you some latte.
Latte art.
And you can draw latte. It's really hard to do. I'm no artiste here, but
so like you can like
Make a
actually draw
leaf.
it like one for one, right?
oh yeah, totally.
Like with your mouse. That's
Yeah.
neat.
That's so difficult. We're gonna do one of these. We're gonna do one of these, and it's a ghost.
Wait, can I throw a question at you guys?
Oh, absolutely,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, this is a really wacky question. If you had to fist fight someone in CS, who would it be and why?
Oh, God. Damn. Who would I pick? Damn, that's like a really huge one. There's so many people.
Okay,
It doesn't have to
like
be because of, sizing or anything. You're just like, I'm gonna beat you up at Denny's parking lot at 3 a.m. Not me! Rude!
You don't want to say anyone because I don't want to think I don't want anyone to think I don't like them or something. And I like everyone there. Like
No,
definitely.
it's a joke!
If I got really drunk, would I have to win the fight, or I just want to do it?
Just want to do it. You just want to do it.
I want to see how good Yahiko is at his kickboxing now.
Oh!
That's a good point.
I gotta challenge
that
him.
would be interesting. Yeah.
Who would be fun to fight, Hiko?
I would wanna. I think. I don't know why. Like, I kind of want to do Jack. I don't know. And honestly, I'm basing this solely off of his profile picture on Discord right now. It's literally just like I feel like it would just be like fun to like fight that. I don't know. Like his profile picture right now. But yeah, probably Jack.
Seth would be interesting. I feel like
Dude, Seth would be. You would like die, man.
What about you, Julie? Who are you gonna fisticuffs with?
Alright, because I've known him the longest, I would do a fist fight with Soul. Not only because of physical damage, I also serve emotional damage.
Emotional
Oh, man.
damage. Coachella, bro. what a question.
Wow. Wow, to what?
All right, Storm.
Was
Who
not
would
expecting that.
you fight? Or are you jealous that no one's fighting you?
I would never fight Storm. I have makeup to deliver to her.
Gotta get that cosplay going.
I would never fight Storm. I love her dog.
I'm thinking about other
Okay,
members
Rafi,
too.
let's go fight. Let's fight.
Let's- who else?
Fight Joe.
Golden, we should fight.
Wait, Rafi, why would you fight me?
We gotta play the old game, Kabaddi free shoe.
Wait, I don't know what that is.
It's like Indian tag. Amy's gonna kill
is
me
it?
for saying that.
Oh no, I know what it is. It was in fucking. It's in
Yeah.
like half the movies we've seen. You know, we can fucking play that.
Yeah,
That'd be fucking insane. Don't you like say the
Wait.
word over and over?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Easy win. Okay, I see how it is. Well, speaking of fights, I have a funny story to share with you all, and you're probably gonna be wondering like, what's wrong with her? But anyway, so I grew up in a large family, and like we have these giant family gatherings that average between like 100 to 150 people, and then as kids, the cousins and I and like a bunch of people had like a bunch of energy. So like one of my cousins, like our family lived in a giant mansion, and we always hung out in the bonus room. And I guess we were really bored one night, so there's this game we played called Monster, and I don't know what it was, but it's like someone has to be tagged to play the monster. We hide out in like various areas of the bonus room behind furniture or like gym equipment, and then like the goal is to take down the monster. So we grabbed whatever we had. We included pillows with weights inside the pillows, prop weapons, and you had to take down the person who was tagged the monster, and it got really brutal to the point there was like blood spilled on the carpet.
Oh my.
Oh, damn. Wait, from pillows?
Yeah, no, pillows with like weights inside them.
Okay,
the
yeah, right,
plates,
yeah.
weight
Okay.
plates.
Yeah.
Dang.
Damn.
So that's my funny childhood story. Fighting for fun.
Yeah,
The only, like,
never got into fights
fights-
as a kid. Yeah.
No, yeah, I don't think I did either. Like, I would, because I would have like IRLs over, right? The most we would do, we would like throw like my plushies at each other from across the room or some shit.
Oh my god.
Like, that'd be fun. Yeah, that's like that'd be fun. But like actual fights, no. Like I've never actually like done that. Though I did get kicked in the balls like in 7th grade, and that was really painful. So, because that was like my first time of that happening, so that was unpleasant. Yeah.
Wait, Golden, have you gotten into a fight?
Nope.
Oh my god.
I'm a good boy.
Oh no, am I one who's ever gotten into fights? Because I have gotten into fist fights before.
And then, yeah, in this instance, it seems like you are.
Oh shoot, I did get into a fight with some kids in elementary school because they were making fun of this girl with a hijab. This was like right after 9/11. My friends were like, that's not fucking cool. So we like ganged up on the kids and we got like some sticks from a tree and like started beating them up with it.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
good.
Yeah, no, I'll fight with words. I won't fight with my hands.
Oh, Stormy got in a fight! Oh my god.
I'm a good boy.
My AVG
Say so,
side
Golden.
is showing.
Am say so, and don't let no one tell you different. I totally haven't said some totally questionable things in my pursuit of voice acting.
Hey, man.
My fight offer with Julie.
It's probably a good idea, Rafi.
Both you and I follow some questionable people on Twitter, right? That's all I'm saying.
Apparently, I follow someone who just will like smack a person with weight plates and a pillowcase. Gotta be careful.
Oh no, there was actually a fight I remember I got in kindergarten because like I was
Here we
friends with
go.
a girl, like she had like a mobility issue, she's like, you know, physically disabled, and the guy made fun of her, and like I fought the guy on the jungle gym and I pushed him off the slide.
Julie!
He slid down and hit
Oh no. Dude, you're so violent as a kid, goddamn.
I guess that's where I get my Hilda energy from Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
It's like a third persona that you want to go into, like a boxer or something like that, because clearly it seems like you
No,
got the
I
knack.
have done kickboxing before.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Man, oh man, we got very violent here. I mean, I know we were talking about traumas, but man, I guess we got to get some punching bags and stuff like that.
I feel safer about Pokemon Go with Julie now.
Yeah, no one's gonna mess with you with Julie around. That's what we've learned today.
Well, I kind of had to learn how to fight because you know it's like racism.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
absolutely.
that makes a lot of sense.
My though typically happened with words, not fisticuffs.
I
Some
also
people get
lived next
really
door to some
fucking
neighbors
annoying.
that ran a jujitsu dojo.
Oh, that was cool.
I don't know about fighting Joey. I feel like Storm's right. Like, for as much as he can't see, right, his other senses are enhanced.
It's like Ringo.
I don't know, man. Him not being able to see, I feel like just like really gets a huge advantage though. Like
He has the Mega Man senses.
Mega Man, they'll just jump over to you.
Yeah.
There you go.
What tune? Alrighty. Well, funny enough, that's all the questions I had today.
Oh my god, think of some random other questions.
So that was fist fighting
Alright.
talk. Y'all wanna play River City Girls too? Yo, let's get Julie and Storm to stream some River City Girls. Let's go.
I actually have the game on my Switch, and I was actually gonna cosplay from it.
I've never played that. I've heard good things about it though.
Okay, here's a random one. Would you?
You should stream it. Oh my god.
Yes, do it. Let's go.
Oh my god. It's gonna be chaotic. I'm gonna be like, help.
That's just what we need here at CS. Chaotic skies. Here's a random question. I pulled this one from last week as my secondary. Or not last week, last time. Would you rather have no nose or no arms?
I mean, no nose. I think that's. Yeah, probably no nose. You need arms, man. Like,
Do you
how
need
do
a
you like,
nose?
live without arms? Do you need a nose?
Yeah, dude.
I need a nose to smell.
You need a
but
nose to taste.
I don't have arms. I can use my legs to kick people down.
Yeah, what about like general use and like general like fucking activities? You just couldn't do anything.
Yeah, well,
Right.
I mean, there are people that adapt.
I mean, yeah.
your feet are pretty,
but would you, be
listen,
able to?
I feel like if you really wanted to, you could train your grippers to do some pretty impressive things.
Skip.
Okay, golden. Okay, think about it this way, right? Like you're walking on your feet and now you have to eat with your feet. Like, that's gross, man. Like, is that not gross? Like, I don't want to deal with that.
I
I mean-
mean, you can just wash your feet before you use them as
Yeah.
as
Okay. Well, I think that's difficult, right? Like, washing your feet. Like, where you can. Okay, so say you go to like a cafeteria or something, right? It's just like, how you're gonna wash your feet there? Like, it's kind of awkward in the sink, right? And like all that. I don't know. I feel like that'd just be really inconvenient compared to just like not having a nose.
I'm just imagining someone posting up in a university dormitory, right? Like at the cafe.
Yeah.
Like
And they're
grab
just like putting their feet in the sink.
Yeah.
Like, no, man. I don't know. It's just like, I mean, yeah, smell is definitely important, right? But like, I definitely don't think I would trade that for basic hand usage, you know? That's just.
That's
yeah.
fair. That's fair. I can understand that. It's also
Unless
looks.
arms somehow means like you have hands still, but arms are like definitely like a different thing. So
You're not winning the looks battle regardless.
that is so mean.
You're not. What do you mean? That doesn't mean you're not though.
Damn. Okay. And I thought I was the vain one in the group.
I said I fought with words.
Oh.
It's fine, right? But like, you lose in one thing, things are gonna change. I'm just saying. I just think we haven't experienced, the whatchamacallit, the Time magazine front headliner of someone without a nose enough to, be used to that sort of thing. I'm, devil's advocate here, but, maybe flat face is a possibility.
Oh, I just realized you can't breathe through your nose if you don't have a nose. That would be
Exactly.
garbage.
Yes.
Like, you would have to always breathe through your mouth, and I don't want to fucking deal with that. Right?
Oh.
Is that enough to make me not want arms? I don't know, man. I still don't think so. Like I can, like, yeah, breathing through your mouth constantly is just fucking annoying and terrible. But I think I can live with that, I think that's fine.
Could have Iron Man arms, yeah, that's true.
Well, actually, yeah, could you get prosthetic arms? Or, like, whatever?
Yeah, you can.
If you,
I feel
well,
like if you
under
do,
these conditions.
I feel like if you do, it kind of defeats the the difficulty of the challenge.
I mean, yeah, it definitely does. You just, like, say no arms, and you just get prosthetics, like, whatever.
Although, can you get a prosthetic metal nose? Iron Man nose? Probably.
Well, I guess you can put that to the consideration of the question. Like, yeah, you can replace your arms. You can't replace your nose, so keep the nose in that case.
Someone's got to create Iron Man nose. The schnoz. You can get a synthetic nose. All right. Well, apparently you can.
Oh,
Wow.
okay, well,
The nose knows.
No nose knows what no nose knows. Say that one 5 times
All right.
fast.
Do you guys have an irrational fear?
Irrational
I can't-
fear.
think of any off the top of my head, no. Like, I think those all kind of just, like, died after, like, after, like, early childhood for me.
Irrational? I don't think so. What about you?
Okay. I have a fear of driving near bodies of water. Because, like, my mom made my sister and I watch, like, survival videos on how to, like, adapt to certain circumstances. Probably because, PTSD from the Vietnam War, for all I know. But anyway, my big fear is, like, driving near a body of water and then having my car getting submerged in said body of water and me not having enough time to escape out of it.
Huh.
I get that, honestly. Like, that's honestly, like, an understandable
That's
fear.
rational? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
irrational. I'm afraid of ostriches.
Okay, I don't get that.
Of ostriches?
Are they violent?
Ostriches, cassowaries, emus, peacocks, they terrify the hell out of me. Like, oh my god, they are scary. Like if I see one in person, I just like get like the worst shivers. I'm like, please don't kill me.
Well, emus can fuck you up, dude.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
I'm
they
pretty sure
can.
they can.
But
Yeah.
peacocks are also little fuckers too.
Yeah. Yeah,
Stranded
no.
Island. Okay.
But to be
Yeah.
honest, like I don't see them as like like animals that would like instant like go out to like hurt you though. Like they seem like mostly peaceful, I think. So I guess it is like somewhat irrational. But honestly, like the thing with animals that like I think like when it comes to fearing them, I think like anything can happen with an animal, right? In a way. So I think it's understandable at the same time to be afraid of those. But yeah.
I had a half irrational fear of cruise ships when I first went on one because 2 weeks
Oh,
prior to
man.
going on
Yeah.
one, I saw the Titanic on TV.
Oh.
And then, like
Damn.
literally, the movie ends, and like half an hour later, Mom's like, "Oh, hey, Goldie, can you come into the kitchen?" I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" She's like, "I have an announcement to tell you." I'm like, "Oh, what's going on?" She's like, "Well, like, you know how we had these family friends, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Oh, they invite us to go on a cruise ship," and I'm like, "No." Like, what do you mean, no? I'm like, I
Okay,
just
no.
watched the Titanic.
I agree with you completely, Golden. When I went on a cruise like 2 years ago during the summer, we went on a cruise to Alaska, right?
Oh man.
I like was constantly scared like that the ship was gonna crash for no reason at
Oh
all.
yeah.
So yeah, I that just reawakened that entire memory for me. Yeah, like that's probably
Oh
it.
man. I also had that same thought when my family wanted to cruise in Alaska, but that didn't happen. Although half of my family got pneumonia from
Oh,
that
that's
trip, so that was.
unfortunate.
So I'm like, I have a fear of cruise ships for a different reason.
Cruise ships are fun though.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if I went on a cruise again, I would think that the same thing would happen. So maybe that's just it for me. Maybe I'm just like going on a boat is just not it for me, you know?
We'll go on a boat together. We'll have fun.
Nice.
Make it to the merry-go. No, the Thousand Sunny for One Piece. Let's go.
Yeah, I wonder if Anna's
I'll
still
make
here
Ringo
to get that reference.
Chopper.
Alrighty. That is all the time we have for today.
Nice. That was fun.
Victor.
Let us do one of these and do one of these. Anyone got a raid recommendation?
Oh.
Nah, I don't.
Do we have?
I mean, some of my friends are streaming, but I think they're doing like their own like private streams. So
Oh, Ambigov is playing
Oh.
Pokemon Scarlet. Let's go give him a shout out.
yeah, that's a good one.
All right, Shu and Julie, if you'd like to drop any of your socials in chat, by all means, feel free to do so.
I think I have a command.
I think you guys follow me on Twitter anyway, so yeah, if you guys don't follow my Twitter is Rosen Release, like ROSE, then N, then Release, because I love Utna with all my heart. I do have an Instagram, please DM me because I hate getting really creepy white men sliding in my DMs, so I hand that out under discretion.
Yeah, don't forget only Julie fans.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, catch me on Twitter at Rosen Release, where I scream about K-pop a lot.
And I think Golden posted my Twitter. I think that was Golden with the
Yeah.
CS Twitch. Okay, yeah. He posted mine in chat. So if you want to follow me on there, you can. Also, my dead YouTube channel. That's there too. So
And of course, I've done mine as well. And finally, last but not least, if you're new to this place and you're wondering who the heck we are Cerulean Skies. We're a place for collective enjoyment and collective fun. Feel free to join our Discord, check out the website, and follow us on Twitter. We do many a thing here over on Cerulean Skies, lots of different streams. We're also looking to open up things for recording videos and doing article writing as well. So definitely come check us out. We're a cool place with some cool people. And we definitely hope to see you again. Tomorrow night, I believe, is going to be more Live Alive with Yahiko, myself, and another guest. So definitely come check us out around the same time and whatnot. And with that, thank you all so much for watching this episode of Coffee Talk. And I can't wait to see you guys for the next one. Bye-bye.
hi everyone.
Bye.